For 5 years, Ethan had been everyone's definition of the perfect husband, except for being a workaholic. Until that day during the company retreat, when we played Truth or Dare. The new intern Lily insisted we both fake drunkenness and call our partners for help. Ethan's phone didn't even connect after a few rings. It got disconnected, leaving me with a single text, busy. Then the next moment, I'll come get you right away. That familiar baritone voice came from Lily's phone. I looked up to meet her challenging gaze. At that moment, I knew this marriage needed to end. I'd decided to join the retreat last minute. Exhausted after a full day, I just wanted to finish dinner and go home when the girl suddenly squeezed next to me. Before I could shift away, someone warned her, "Lily, this is our vice president Sophia. Don't crowd a mess." "Mitchell." I smiled. "It's fine. We're all off duty here." But Lily had already settled beside me. She was strikingly beautiful, with dewy Bambi eyes that sparkled when she smiled. "You're new?" I asked pleasantly. She extended her hand. "Intern. Just turned 21. Suddenly she declared, "Let's play Truth or Dare." MS. "Mitchell, let's set the example." Before I could respond, she grabbed my phone from the table. "Dare. You game, VP?" I admired her audacity. Not wanting to dampen the mood, I took the phone. "What's the game?" "We pretend to be wasted and call our partners to pick us up." Her voice carried a peculiar edge of triumph. Having dealt with countless ambitious newcomers, I instantly recognized the subtle provocation beneath her enthusiasm. As I dialed Ethan's number on speaker, colleagues started teasing. "Lily, you're digging your own grave here. Ever met MS. Mitchell's husband? The ultimate devoted spouse. Ethan would drop everything if Sophia called. Drunk or not." The dial tone kept ringing. Then the call disconnected. A text popped up, "Busy." I chuckled. "I lose." "My turn," Lily chirped, ignoring coworkers' warning glances. The phone connected. "Come get me? I'm so drunk," her voice turned saccharine sweet. She turned to me mid-performance, chin lifted in a challenging posture. I still couldn't fathom her hostility. We'd never met before, and she'd rarely see me beyond company events. Then the response came through her speaker. "I'll be right there." That deep voice froze me like unexpected ice water down my spine. I'd know that voice anywhere. My husband, Ethan. Can't wait. Lily hung up, her triumphant smirk now completely unveiled. Sophia stood up like a triumphant general. I instantly grasped the source of Lily's animosity. Oh, so she wasn't here to fix the work culture, she wanted to meddle with my marriage. Amusement mingled with irritation as I realized Ethan had ignored my call yet came running at Lily's summons. Before I could process the indignation, I glanced at Lily's phone screen and sweetly reminded, "You forgot to send your boyfriend the address." Emphasizing the word boyfriend. Lily gave me a pitying look. "Oops. Thanks for reminding me," she chirped, ostentatiously sharing her location via Ethan's messaging app. She flashed his contact name, Sweetie, like some victorious banner. Colleagues exchanged glances, even if they missed the underlying tension. Her blatant attempt to one-up the CEO's wife reeked of social ineptitude. This girl would face workplace ostracization without my intervention, provided her supposed champion didn't shield her. White-hot anger ignited in my chest, flames licking higher with each passing second. 40 minutes later, the private room door swung open. Lily perked up like a prairie dog spotting treats while others rose in deference. Someone joked. "Who said Sophia lost?" "Look, Ethan came to pick her up. We all know she'd wipe the floor with us if she tried." "Worried about your wife, Mr. Grant?" Ethan nodded courteously, his signature refined smile in place. "How much did you drink?" he murmured, helping me up with practiced tenderness. "Sophia's stomach can't handle alcohol." We'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the evening. Have fun, Mr. Grant. Feel better. Sophia. Relax. Ethan, we were just playing truth or dare. Another colleague interjected. Lily lost, 3 penalty drinks coming up. I glanced down at Lily. Her puppy dog eyes fixated on Ethan. Lower lip trembling with Oscar-worthy pathos. No need for dramatics. I chuckled. It's just a game. Want us to drop you home? I'm fine. Lily snapped, gulping her wine with performative defiance. 3 shots, done. She slammed the empty glass, refilling it immediately. Ethan's gaze never wavered from me. Ready? He asked, oblivious to Lily's theatrics. After farewells, he carried my purse like some modern-day squire. The car ride home simmered with unspoken tension. Lily's my university mentor's daughter, Ethan explained upon entering our foyer. Professor Ben asked me to mentor her during internship. Find her another mentor. Done. Pausing on the staircase, I turned with queenly poise. She calls you her boyfriend. Has Sweetie in her contacts. My stare pierced through him. How far has this gone? Ethan's expression darkened. Don't be absurd. I'm professional with her. Then clarify boundaries. That girl's playing for keeps. Ethan, you're supposed to understand adult decorum. I swept upstairs, leaving him in the marble-tiled silence. The bathroom door clicking shut like a verdict. Lying in bed with the lights off, Ethan embraced me from behind. Still upset? His large hand slipped beneath my nightgown, resting on my abdomen. I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable, he murmured. I only picked her up because she's young and new to the workforce. If anything happened, I'd have trouble explaining to Professor Ben. But you're different. Sophia. You're strong. I know you'd never let anything happen to yourself. Strong. That had always been my goal, to become invincible. Yet in this moment, something tender stirred within me. Turning around, I buried myself in his chest. Ethan, I'm human too. I have vulnerabilities. All I wanted was to lean on my husband Ethan when exhaustion crept in. Because I loved him. His arms tightened around me. There won't be a next time. Tomorrow I'll make her apologize properly. The next morning, Ethan brought Lily to my office shortly after my meeting. Lily. His voice held steel. Apologize to your sister-in-law. Lily bounced over with saccharine sweetness. Sorry. Sophia. I was being childish last night. You're too classy to hold grudges against someone my age. Right? Consider it youthful indiscretion. She batted her lashes. Phone already in hand as Ethan reminded, change the contact name. See? She flashed her screen where Ethan now read Big Brother Ethan. All fixed. Don't let it happen again. Ethan warned. You can go now. But I want girl talk with Sophia. Lily looped her arm through mine with alarming familiarity. Men don't understand these things. Shoo! Ethan's brow furrowed as his phone rang, shooting Lily a final warning glance. He left to take the call. The moment the door closed, Lily sprawled in the chair opposite me, scanning my corner office. Wow. Career woman paradise. Huh? Leave. I didn't look up from my documents. I'm working. I'm in love with Ethan. My pen kept moving. Noted. Now get out. Her composure slipped. That's all? I just said I want your husband. A humorless laugh escaped me. You're what, the 20th this year? Men like Ethan attract moths to flame. As do I. For that matter. We've built this marriage brick by brick over 5 years. We know our worth. But I'm different. She leaned forward, eyes blazing with that reckless youthfulness. Let's bet 3 months. If I can't steal him, I disappear forever. If I win, you divorce him. Deal? I finally met her gaze. Your competition isn't me, but the horde of gold diggers outside. Though granted. I smirked. Ethan does have particular taste. He doesn't love them. Not like he loves you. Nor does he love you. Yet. Yet. Lily echoed, jutting her chin. Just wait. Knock yourself out. I returned to my spreadsheets. The door slammed seconds later, leaving the scent of her cheap perfume hanging in the air. The flame in my heart reignited as I tossed aside the documents. What's wrong with Ethan? Can't he handle such a minor issue? I pressed the intercom and told my assistant Jess. From now on, don't let Lily come up here again. Jess acknowledged before explaining. She's just an intern without clearance. Ethan brought her up today. That afternoon, Jess rushed in. Sophia. Ethan is causing quite a scene in the project department. I stood abruptly. What happened? Jess hesitated, biting her lip. You should see for yourself. Sophia. As I moved past her, I caught her muttering. It's all because of that Lily. Speak your mind. I commanded. Last night at dinner, many of us recognized the number Lily called was Ethan's. Her words settled like stones in my chest. Humiliation burned hotter than anger. Ethan would need to fix this mess he dragged me into. The project department buzzed with tension. Ethan's glacial voice carried down the hall. Let this happen again, and you're all fired. Even furious. My husband maintained his lethal composure, power radiating through presence, not volume. Behind him, Lily tugged his sleeve. Don't be angry, Ethan. They didn't mean harm. His stormy gaze locked onto me as he announced. Effective immediately. Lily becomes my special assistant. Move your things to the executive floor. As Lily scurried to pack, Ethan turned to the cowering staff. Clear? Chorused yes. Mr. Grant filled the room. Ethan. Let's go. Lily chirped, clutching her box. Go ahead. He dismissed. Eyes never leaving mine. Your office. Now. I addressed the staff first. Resume work. Only when Ethan followed did they dare sit. In my office. He shut the door with finality. Lily's my mentor's daughter. Must you harass some greenhorn over baseless rumors? How exactly have I harassed her? I countered, sinking into my chair. Those bullies acted on your orders. His knuckles whitened against my desk. I'll overlook it this time as my wife and VP. 3 sharp raps emphasized his warning. But cross me again. Laughter bubbled from my constricted chest. Or what? Beat me? Divorce me? Sophia. He began. But I cut through. I never ordered any bullying. Your protege called her boyfriend during dinner and your phone rang. The team defended my honor. Your little tantrum was punishment enough. Leave them be. The air crackled as we locked gazes, 2 chess masters calculating their next move in this dangerous game of power and pride. I leaned back in my office chair. You accused me without investigation, first time. Locking eyes with Ethan. I threw his own words back, don't let it happen again. Sophia, I don't like Lily being your executive assistant. I let the statement hang, cutting off further discussion. When Ethan tried to speak, I snapped. Get out. I'm busy. He studied me silently before turning on his heel. My chest heaved with unfamiliar rage, not over Lily, but over Ethan's willingness to let her provoke me. The documents on my desk blurred as white-hot anger pulsed through me. This needed permanent resolution, those same 4 words applied. Otherwise, this marriage wouldn't survive. Sophia didn't tolerate disrespect. Not even for love. The realization struck like ice water, maybe Ethan wasn't worth loving anymore. I shuddered at the treasonous thought, clinging to denial. If only. The office door crashed open. Lily burst in tearfully. How dare you block me from being Ethan's assistant? Scared I'll outshine you? You orchestrated this harassment. I glared past her at Ethan in the doorway. Can't handle basic protocol now? Your employee just breached executive security. Teach her proper channels, or shall I? My voice turned arctic. Remove this disruption. Ethan's gaze frosted over, a look I'd never received in 5 years of marriage. Lily. Back to work. His final glance held winter before exiting. Lily wiped fake tears, smirking triumphantly. Since the wife hates me, I'll quit. Ethan's voice carried coldly from the hall. You answer to me, not her. Oh, Ethan. I've caused enough trouble. She fled dramatically, poorly concealed satisfaction in her exit. Jess. Door. I barked. My assistant swiftly isolated me from Ethan's lingering stare. White-knuckling my phone, I dialed my divorce attorney. The penthouse echoed that night, first absence in our marriage history. Anger overrode hurt as I tossed in empty bedding. Who did Ethan think he was? Replaceable. Optional. Sleep. I ordered myself, slamming eyelids shut. Husbands could be changed like handbags. Sophia bowed to no one. However, I still didn't sleep well that night. The next morning, seeing my dull complexion in the mirror only deepened my resentment toward Ethan. Yet work awaited. There were numerous matters requiring my attention at the office. After applying flawless makeup, I arrived at the corporate headquarters looking every inch the polished executive. Ethan sat across the conference table during our morning meeting, his expression remaining stormy. Our eyes met briefly before I took my seat. When the session concluded, I exited without sparing him another glance. Not a single word passed between us all morning. At noon, Jess handed me my lunch order while hesitating. MS. Sophia, the staffer whispering, I know. I interrupted, spearing my salad. Let them gossip about the Grant's marital troubles. Though our strained relationship might affect corporate alliances, I couldn't bring myself to care. This had always been the Grant family's empire. I'd only joined after marrying Ethan. With his father deceased and mother frail, the responsibility fell to us both as only children. My own parents still actively managed Mitchell Enterprises, leaving me free to focus here as the Grants preferred. The financial disentanglement would be straightforward enough. I'd sell my 3% stake in Grant Holdings and repurchase Ethan's equivalent shares in Mitchell Corp. Future business collaborations? Perfectly manageable. While our personal chemistry had fizzled, we remained compatible business partners. My thoughts were interrupted by an unexpected call from Ben, Ethan's former mentor and Lily's father. He requested our presence at dinner to apologize for his daughter's recent indiscretions. I accepted immediately. Some parental accountability was overdue. At precisely 5 p.m., Ethan knocked on my office door. We rode in tense silence to the Carter residence, where Lily answered with downcast eyes. Ben and his wife waited in the living room. Ethan's here, Lily murmured, the picture of wounded innocence. I nearly rolled my eyes when Ethan steadied me after I stumbled while checking Jess' messages. His watcher step carried unexpected warmth. Leave work for tomorrow, he added, lips pressed tight. I finished typing before pocketing my phone, ignoring his advice. Old habits die hard. The evening's strained atmosphere confirmed my suspicions. Ethan's heart now belonged to Lily. The realization stung, but stronger than the hurt surged my competitive spirit. I'd never backed down from any challenge, and this would be no exception. Sophia, please have a seat. Ethan handed over the gift. The housekeeper had already prepared dinner. At the dining table, Ben told me, Sophia, we've spoiled our Lily terribly. She's still acting childish. Please don't take it personally. She refused to go to work at the company today. Her mother and I have never let her experience hardship since childhood. She had a complete meltdown over her first job. That's why I asked Ethan to mentor her. We couldn't possibly let our baby face the real world alone. I smiled pleasantly. Someone like Miss Thompson shouldn't be working at all. Frankly, she's the perfect candidate to mooch off parents indefinitely. Let her stay home being carefree. The corporate world's full of resentment these days. Nobody would tolerate her tantrums, Sophia. Ethan's voice carried warning. I beamed at him. I'm thinking of your mentor and his wife's best interests. Ben chuckled awkwardly. Sophia. My name is Sophia. My smile stayed fixed. I'll admit to being classist comes with being born into generational wealth. My parents never let me experience hardship either. Which explains why I can't stand entitled elders playing the seniority card, Sophia. Ignoring Ethan's warning tone, I continued addressing Ben, honestly. I thought tonight's dinner invitation was meant for you to apologize on your daughter's behalf. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Considering she's trying to become a homewrecker, that's enough. Ethan's voice dropped. Though of course. I gestured dramatically at Ethan. This one's more at fault. Pushing back my chair, I announced, I'll skip dinner. No offense, I am just not accustomed to this. I smiled sweetly at the green-tinged Thompson family before strutting out with my Birkin. Ethan caught up at the elevator. You went too far tonight. There's nothing between me and Lily. Then why didn't you come home last night? Why the silent treatment? Because you messed up. Enlighten me. I leaned against mirrored walls. Amused. By exposing your emotional affair? Don't pretend you didn't notice Lily's crush. Check my office security footage if you need proof she confessed after you left that day. Made a whole bed about stealing you. His jaw tightened. Not speaking to you was meant to teach me a lesson? I cut him off. Ethan. Who matters more, your wife or your mentor's family? I'll admit my flaws. But regarding Lily? She started this war. As my husband, you should be in my corner. Not playing neutral judge. There's no balanced scale here, you should be leaning toward me. Ethan suddenly laughed bitterly. So you want blind obedience? Grow up. Sophia. I won't enable your whims, that's not who I am. I shrugged. Suit yourself. Plenty of others will indulge me. Hell. I'll indulge myself. The elevator doors opened. My driver hesitated when I stormed past the idling Mercedes. Let her go. Ethan barked behind me. Back at the Mitchell estate. My parents took one look at me. Fight with Ethan? Dad chuckled. Ethan actually argues? Miraculous. What happened? Curling on the sofa. I spilled everything. Both parents immediately sided with me. Never thought Ethan could be this foolish. Mom fumed. This is why I hate that 7-year-itch nonsense. Modern men have no staying power. Dad cleared his throat. Should we hear Sophia's thoughts first? I'm divorcing him. Already contacted my lawyers. They exchanged glances. Absolutely certain? We don't want, completely. My voice held steel. I'm done. My love's dead. When it comes to relationships, I have zero tolerance for infidelity, physical or emotional. My dad nodded. In that case, leave it to me, Dad. Don't go looking for him. I spoke rapidly, pausing briefly before continuing. I've already decided to get divorced. If you confront him now, it'll look like I'm still clinging to him. Dad snorted. Who said I'm going to talk to him? I pressed my lips together. Just don't. Relax. I know what I'm doing. Rubbing my stomach, I changed the subject. I haven't eaten yet. We had family dinner together before I retreated to my room. Another sleepless night. But I marched into the office next morning with full energy. Jess informed me. Ethan went on a business trip yesterday. No return date specified. I hummed in acknowledgement. So he'd really stayed away last night. Whatever. His choice. 3 days into Ethan's trip, Lily tried arranging a meeting. I declined, but the shameless woman camped outside my office. Might as well hear her out. Ethan's supposedly on a 2-week business trip. Lily crowed. But we both know he's just avoiding you. You lost. Sophia. Honor your bet and divorce him already. What infuriated me most was Ethan's behavior. But Lily's audacity needed checking. This stays between Ethan and me, I said coldly. Stay out of it. She smirked. You're not my boss. Why should I listen? Amusing how untouched by reality she remained. Ever heard when gods quarrel, mortals suffer? This is our divine matter. Even if you're gods. Lily retorted. The fact that I can spark conflict between you proves my worth. I studied her triumphant expression before nodding. Fine. If she wanted this dance, she'd live with the consequences. After she left, I made a call. I need information on Ben Carter. No point hiding it. Lily's father would be my leverage. My office door swung open to reveal an irritatingly familiar face. No appointment? I snapped. Dan perched on my desk with that trademark smirk. Uncle Mitchell personally escorted me. Who'd dare stop me? My father? Where is he? Why bring you? Your dad appointed me as your special assistant. Dan spread his arms dramatically. Consider it familiar territory. So this was Dad's solution. Dan thumped his chest. Leave it to me. I'll botch things so spectacularly. That divorce will happen faster than you can say. Enough. I cut him off. Ethan's away. Keep quiet these next few days. You've neglected me since marrying that Ethan guy. Dan complained. 5 years of lost time to make up for. Out. Now. Truthfully, Dad chose well. Dan specialized in chaos. Within days, office chat groups buzzed with his antics. Ethan returned a week early, storming into my office where Dan lounged gaming. Out. Ethan commanded, volcanic tension rolling off him. Dan sidled behind me, whining. Sophia. He's scaring me. Ethan's jaw clenched. Sophia. Send him out. We need to talk. I can't go out. Dan moved closer to me. I'm Sophia's special assistant now. Besides, Mr. Mitchell assigned me to stay with her because he wants her to take care of me. Why are you talking to me like this? I won't tolerate any disrespect. Ethan chuckled bitterly. Sophia, are you deliberately punishing me? Do you know what they're saying in the company chat? Dan tilted his head, feigning innocence. Probably the same things they said about you and Lily. Right? Though they should know Sophia better, she's not that kind of person. Before Ethan could respond, Dan added smugly. But I am. I want to wreck your marriage and become Sophia's homewrecker. Ethan dismissed his words with a scoff. You should. I'm not joking. Dan dropped his playful demeanor, his voice turning gravely serious. I've loved Sophia since we were kids. Ethan, if I hadn't been underage when you two married, do you think you'd have stood a chance? He stepped closer, eyes blazing. Now that I'm an adult, I'm telling you straight, I'll be Sophia's husband. File for divorce already. Don't waste my... Ethan's fist flew toward Dan's face. I lunged between them just as Dan caught Ethan's wrist, shoving Ethan back. I snapped. What the hell are you doing? Ethan's usual composure shattered, his jaw twitching. Didn't you hear him? I did. I shrugged. But my father told me to look after him. So you can't touch him. So this is still about revenge? Ethan's voice cracked. Sophia. There's nothing between me and Lily. His glare shifted to Dan, who smirked in response. The cocky brat had always relied on his family status to act recklessly. Both of you, out. I nudged Dan. Now. Sure thing. Dan shot Ethan a taunting grin before sauntering out. Ethan inhaled sharply. Let's talk properly. About Lily Ann. Let's divorce. My tone left no room for debate. The lawyers are finalizing the asset division. Once that's done, We'll sign the papers. His face paled. You're serious? Over something this trivial? Trivial? I barked a laugh. Then why did you try to punch him? You chose Lily over me repeatedly, giving me the cold shoulder in meetings. Humiliating me in front of your team and driver. You wanted to teach me a lesson? Well, class dismissed. Ethan reached for my hand. Desperation creeping into his voice. Sophia. My mentor Ben. Isn't your father. I stepped back. I married you because you were the best. Now, you're garbage to me. He chased me home, pleading through the door while my parents blocked him. If your precious mentor and his daughter matter so much, go live with them. Dad growled. How does it feel watching someone else protect Sophia? Huh? Ethan's voice trembled. Dad. I've learned my lesson. Please. Tell Sophia to give me another chance. Another chance? Dad exploded. You helped outsiders bully your wife and call it a small mistake? I slammed my bedroom door. Their voices muffled. For the first time, I felt clarity. My parents would always choose me. Ethan camped outside our house for days. I ignored him until my phone rang. I found what I was looking for. Since Lily isn't afraid to play with fire and insisted on meddling, I'll grant her wish. While Ben treated Ethan exceptionally well, that preferential treatment likely stemmed from Ethan being part of the Grant family. His attitude toward regular students was entirely different. He not only plagiarized students' academic work but also sexually harassed female classmates. These victims tolerated his abuse to secure their degrees, intimidated by his authority as their advisor. This is where my family name became crucial. With the Mitchell family stepping in, those students finally found their voices. As the scandal escalated, the university couldn't sweep it under the rug. Ben came looking for me afterward. When I left my office, Ethan was still waiting outside. Merely glancing at him filled me with disgust, let alone considering forgiveness. I drove straight past him to a private club where Ben was supposed to meet me. The professor begging for my help arrived late, but another supplicant got there first. Ethan himself. Sophia. Give me 10 minutes. Let me tell you what's in my heart. He pleaded urgently. I know I've wronged you terribly with this Lily situation. I'm despicable. I admit it. But could you find it in your heart to forgive a first offense? Give me one chance to make this right. He sat beside me, grasping my hand. We've been married 5 years. You know how I've cherished you all this time. You must know how deeply I love you. About Lily, I recognized her crush from the beginning. I agreed to mentor her because I believed I could stay faithful while handling her feelings. But Sophia, I'm only human. I had a moment of weakness. I swear it'll never happen again. Please. Who told you all humans are weak? I interrupted coldly. I never strayed. From our wedding day until now, I've been completely devoted. Even now, I can face my own heart truthfully. I loved you deeply. Past tense. These days, Ethan, I couldn't care less about your feelings because mine are gone. Eyes glistening, Ethan protested. You'd throw away our marriage over one momentary lapse. Yes. I confirmed. I demand perfection. You're damaged goods now. There are plenty of men in the world. If one's flawed, I'll find another. Or none at all. It hardly matters. Ethan. I want a divorce. My decision's final. The door burst open. Ben entered with Lily in tow. Seeing Ethan, the professor's eyes lit up. Ethan, talk some sense into your wife. She can't have me fired over this. Lily sulked. Ethan, control your silence. Ethan snapped. You've forfeited any right to speak about my wife. I stood, brushing past them. Sort your mess yourselves. Ben grabbed my arm. Sophia, Ms. Mitchell, you must tell the university. I smirked. Your daughter boasted about dancing with dragons. Let her enjoy the flames. Turning to Lily, wasn't that your exact words? The girl turned beet red. As I walked out, Ethan followed. A sharp slap echoed behind us, followed by Ben's roar, "Have I spoiled you rotten?" Ethan fought the divorce bitterly, even sending his mother to beg. I remained resolute. The love was dead. After asset division, I filed for divorce. When he refused to sign, I had associates physically escort him to City Hall. "Sign the papers, Ethan," I warned, "or my people will guide your hand." The clerk at the Civil Affairs office intervened. "Hey, you can't do this, none of your business." I snapped. "Whether I get divorced or not is my decision. I'll do whatever I want." The clerk's face flushed with anger. "The Civil Code states, does the Civil Code say you can force him to sign?" I glared back, shoving the divorce papers at Ethan. "Sign now. I don't love you anymore. Keep stalling and you'll just disgust me." Ethan's trembling fingers closed around the fountain pen. His head bowed as his voice cracked. "Fine. I'll sign." When his tears splashed on the document, I nearly laughed. This hypocrite dared cry? I hadn't shed a tear during those sleepless nights he'd caused. Happy now? I snatched the stamped divorce certificate without waiting for the clerk's response. Ethan chased me outside. "Sophia!" His broken voice made my skin crawl. "One mistake, was that enough to destroy everything? I know I hurt you. But..." Dan materialized like the cockroach he was, slinging an arm around my shoulders. "Here's newsflash. Grant the world's full of men. Why should Sophia give trash like you second chances?" I let Dan drag me toward his car, his fingers kneading my arm suggestively. "Now that you're free, gorgeous," his breath hit my neck. "Why not try upgrade? I promise I won't cling if you dump me. Get out." I shoved him onto the curb, slamming the car door. Drive. 3 days later, Ethan appeared at my office with stock transfer documents. "The Mitchell Group shares are yours. Keep the 3% Grant Holdings stock too." I scribbled my signature Sophia without looking up. Let him play martyr. He owed me this. His red-rimmed eyes pleaded. "You don't love that playboy, Dan. I don't love you either." I buzzed security. "Remove Mr. Grant from the premises." My assistant Jess entered as he left. "The board meeting starts in 10 minutes. From now on," I said, watching Ethan's retreat through bulletproof windows. "Grant family members require executive approval for building access. Let him haunt restaurants and charity galas if he wanted. My territory? My rules." Men were plentiful. Some for conversation, others for entertainment. But Ethan? He'd been demoted from the best to not even consideration. And I, Sophia, only settle for excellence. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more exciting stories. And drop your thoughts on this one in the comments. See you next time.